Okay, Bradley, great announcement, signing for Matchroom Sport today, and also fighting on the 22nd of November on the big Cleverly v Bellew.
Yes, mate.
So, how does it feel?
Brilliant. You know, I've obviously heard whispers and everything, but I left it all to my manager Daniel, my coach Seamus. I couldn't be happier looking at what it is now. You know, I just think North East does need this television and things like that. And Sky Sports is going to catapult it, isn't it, through the roof. I've got a good following. I just think that's going to be better again now.
Well, I got a taxi down to the last show at the arena, and on the way down, the taxi driver was asking, "Oh, who are you going to see? Is there a band on?" And I says, "No, there's a professional boxing show." And he says, "You're joking out. If I'd known, I would have gone down." And it's a prime example where a lot of the local fans don't go to the shows because they don't hear about it. And with Sky getting involved, I mean, you get really good coverage of Box Nation.
Box Nation, like you say, I'm only known to boxers, and I'd like to think every boxer in the world knows me. You know, but then you look at Sky Sports, I want to be known to cricketers, footballers, dart players, fishermen, bowlers, you know, and it does open the window for everything, you know, and I just think the North East will maybe get what it wants and gets what it deserves, you know, because we don't get enough credit for being up here, we get left out, you know, but I just think now we'll kick on, and I think things will be a lot better.
Well, it's obviously a perfect time as well, because there has been a lot going on with the local scene, a lot of fighters coming through. How does it feel to be, in a way, spearheading that?
Brilliant. You know, I was always in the top of the bills with my mum's amateur shows and things, so in my own head I wouldn't want nothing less. I always wanted to be, boom, I'm here and what's wrong I'm going to bring, and I come to fight. I like to think I'm a crowd pleaser, and I just think that I'm a little bit nervous of what's to come up here.
It's healthy to be nervous though, because you need that extra edge, especially as a fighter.
Of course you do, mate. Definitely. I mean, nervous and just anxious. You know, I just can't wait to be born next minute, top of the bill up here, and be like Carl Frampton or somebody in Ireland. You know, and getting everyone there and have the North East someone to be proud of.
Yeah, so what you've also got as well, obviously it's best to cover it off there, for the cameras at least, we've discussed it briefly, but in terms of those who know, you know that you've been fighting on Box Nation, you had a contract with Frank Warren.
Ran out. I looked at all my options, so I'd done nothing wrong really. It was a free agent, and I picked my best option. It was as simple as that. I mean, business, go to business, mate. I mean, not about loyalties and things. You know, some of my best friends have been loyal to me. And as businessmen, I'm not a businessman, but I know if I was no good, I'd be at the bottom of the pile. So if it's not about loyalties, if it comes to that, but the contract was up anyway. I haven't jumped ship, I've done nothing. I'm a free agent, and I picked what was right for me.
Well, in terms of, you can't really get a bigger start fighting on the 22nd with a bill, so many big names on there.
I know.
Obviously, you don't know who you're fighting yet, but in terms of, rather than just focused on the next opponent because we don't know who it's going to be yet, you have stepped up in levels over the last 3-4 fights. It's brought the best out of you.
Of course it has, mate, yeah.
What are your aims for the next, let's say, 12 months to 2 years?
12 months, I want to be knocking on the door for a world title. I want people talking about me up there on the world title stage. I want it done, not just for, I want to look good doing what I do. And I'd like to think people's talking about me in world titles. It's easy me talking about it now, I want to do that, but I just want the Joe public this time next year to be saying it's about time, and then do it.
Well, with your amateur success, I mean, I don't think there's any North Eastern fighter has ever had your sort of level of success. So for you to do well in the pros, it shouldn't be a surprise.
No, it's not to me. You know, I found the pros easier. You know, and getting with good kids. I mean, people forget, I've been 2 world champions, 3 Olympic champions. You know what? I get in there and really all the tough men. If anything, my hands take more because, you know, it's the little bugs on. I'm lucky enough I can punch. But I suit it down the ground, you know, I've just switched it straight over and I think I've turned over really well.
So do you feel the pro game, obviously it's not a game, suits you better than the amateurs?
Yeah, definitely. It was all about head guards and gloves and not being rough and bomb point picking. I can do that, yeah. But
when you need to.
Yeah, but now I can have a fight. Everyone knows that. You know, I can punch a little bit and it does help. I'll stand and have a war with anyone who can't punch. You know what I mean? So I know I can. So if someone wants to fight with me, they can have one.
Well, when I was asking a few questions at the press conference before, it was music to my ears. It must have been music to your ears when you're hearing fighting then, fighting January, fighting February, heading the bill in April at the arena, when you haven't been fighting as often as what you need to be fighting.
He says I can fight whenever I want, which is brilliant. I think it was a good move for my career. Brilliant move. You know, I fight whenever I want. Look at it, I've got 20 dates. I've got so many pay-per-view dates, and I can be on any of them I want. You know, if I go and have a tough fight, yeah, I'm going to say, Eddie, I need a break, man. Have me good 8 weeks or whatever, a month off. If I go and blow someone away, like I'm more than capable of doing, I'm going to say, get me out next month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Well, it's a short career, so you don't want to waste any time in between when you can be as active as possible.
Definitely not.
So, looking at headlining the show, we'll get it here, so the guys out there can... We've got April the 4th, Newcastle Arena, headlining the show. We don't know who it's going to be against yet, but...
I want a title, mate. Two runs out now, mate, and I'm good to go.
Well, what you're also going to have as well, on obviously Fighting on the Sky shows, you're going to be getting a lot more national coverage, like the local fans.
I know I'm getting them, but like it's good. I'm going to fight up around the country, but I think that Sky, it's just, everyone's got it. You know what I mean? And then you've got Sky News, ringside. I'm going to be doing my job in front of a lot more people.
Brilliant. Well, I tell you what, all the very, we'll keep in touch with you.
Will do. Thank you.
And all the best over the next few months.
Brilliant. Thank you.
It must have been feeling like the one that got away to a certain degree.
Yeah, but yeah, it did. I mean, you know, I always felt that we'd get him eventually. And when the opportunity came up, you know, we snapped it with both hands, and now we've got him, and we can really start planning for big events here in the North East.
And his contract's obviously ran out with Frank, so it's like a Bosnan free transfer sort of thing that's gone through.
Yeah, he waited for that, and I think, you know, as I understand it, he spoke to Frank and he was up front with him, and you know, looked at the other opportunities around, plenty of promoters in for him, and I'm delighted that we got the nod.
So, what are the plans for the North East in terms of shows up here? And
yeah, we're looking at April the 4th to go to the Metro Arena. He'll box on November 22nd in Liverpool, and potentially again in January as well. Looking to come here with a big show, looking to bring up Big Anthony Joshua as well, and a lot of other matchroom fighters, and also build the fighters in the North East as well. A lot of them turned up today to try and get first dibs. So, you know, it's exciting times. I think if you're a fighter from the region, you should certainly be looking to get on that show, and April will be the first one, first of many, as we hope we, you know, steer Bradley on the way to a world title fight.
Well, it's great to have, I mean, Box Nation provides a great platform for the true boxing fans. I mean, £10 a month I think is fantastic value if you're a big boxing fan. But for people who are more on the periphery of that,
of course, yeah, no doubt that, you know, that show has got some great international content, that channel, but ultimately it's about growing the profile as big as possible to the general public, and unfortunately that's not the way to do it. So we're very lucky to have Sky Sports, and Bradley's profile now is going to go through the roof.
Well, I look forward to sharing the journey with you there, Eddie. All the very best. Thanks.
All right, cheers guys.